guys, I'm Aveline. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So today we are doing a build, of course, but before we get started, I want to say a huge thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring today's video. So if you don't know Surfshark, they are a VPN service, and VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. A VPN can help you keep your personal data safe from, for example, identity theft if you're ever working on public Wi-Fi. So say that you're working at a cafe, or maybe you're working on the train while on the go, a VPN will add an extra layer of security. What I personally use it for the most, as someone who spends a lot of time at home, is that I use it to unlock Netflix content in other countries. So just to give you guys a little bit of an update, I actually finished Criminal Minds, and now I'm working through Supernatural, which is on the US Netflix. We don't have it on Danish Netflix, but by using Surfshark, I can change my location, so I get access to all the good stuff in the US Netflix library. You can also use it on YouTube to unblock videos that are blocked in your country for whatever reason. Surfshark is available for your computer, but also for iOS and Android, and even for PlayStation and Xbox. They have 24/7 live customer support, a 30-day money-back guarantee, and as a special Black Friday plus Christmas deal, they're giving you 84% off plus an extra 4 months for free if you use my code surfshark.deals/Aveline. You can find the link at the very top of the description box and also in a pinned comment at the top of the comment section. So you guys know that I've been using Surfshark for quite a long time. I've been working with them as well for quite a long time. I can highly recommend them if you're either looking for more entertainment, content to consume, or just more privacy online. I can highly recommend Surfshark. So thank you again to Surfshark for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get on to the build. So today we are building a base game family home, and I actually had the audacity to call this one a split level base game family home because I feel like I was trying to make this kind of like split level effect at the front at least. So you see the garage is on the bottom level. I'm not using foundations. And then on like where the front door is, they're on, I think it's just like 3 layers of platforms or something. So it kind of looks like it's split level a little bit. And of course, I've been using platforms throughout the interior as well. So that is what we're doing today. It's completely base game. I did check it afterwards, unless my gallery is completely bugged out, which, to be honest, would not surprise me. But unless that's the thing, this is completely base game. So I managed to do it without messing up at any point, which I'm really happy about. I hope you guys will like the house. And it's been a while since I've done anything base game actually, or anything pack restricted whatsoever. I tend to not really touch pack restricted builds. Sometimes base game, but not like base game plus certain builds, just because I feel like you guys have a lot of different pack combinations, so it wouldn't make sense for me to sit here and then build, I don't know, a base game plus cats and dogs and the base game plus get famous when like you guys have all these different kinds of pack combinations. So it's just easier to build base game, and then you can kind of swap out certain things here and there that you want with the packs that you do have. So whenever I do a pack restricted build, it's going to be a base game build. But it's been a long time since I've done any because I've just not, honestly, I have to be in the mood to do them simply because I don't really enjoy building base game houses. I'm kind of tired of the base game. I feel like the textures are outdated and we don't have a lot of different styles to choose from either. So on most days, most months, I'm definitely a bit like, base game? Yeah, no, not really. So I don't really do a lot of them, but I figured it had been a long time. We just got a pack released earlier this month, and it seems like people are kind of like, yeah, we've seen enough Japanese houses. So I figured now would be the time to build something more base game or a little bit different. So yeah, that is what we're doing today. I hope you guys will like the house. It was requested quite a few times, so I hope those of you who did request it will like this house as well. It's definitely a bit more on the traditional suburban side, but I feel like that's also what fits base game, at least to me it is. It's kind of funny that we got Oasis Springs with all the mid-century modern houses with base game, considering we don't really have a lot of mid-century modern furniture in the base game. So that is interesting. We do have some more contemporary pieces, but not like full-on mid-century modern. So that's a little bit interesting, but a lot of it is definitely more on the traditional side. I don't really know what I went for the interior, to be honest. It's a mix of different things. You'll see that once we get to it. but I do like how it turned out. I decided to go for white and this sort of like dark brown kind of color because I like those two colors together. They're sort of contrasting a little bit, with the white being all like clean and nice and polished, and then the darker brown is a little bit more raw, if you get what I mean. So, but yeah, I hope you guys will like this house. So I do want to touch on a few comments that I got on my last video. That was, I've deleted them now, but it was the tiny loft. But anyways, because I found them really, really strange, and it wasn't just aimed towards me, it was also aimed towards other people that have replied to, or that have commented on my video. So I was talking about Christmas, and of course what I associate with Christmas as someone from the Northern Hemisphere. I want to say that before I get started talking about this does not apply to the vast majority of you guys. Just know, like, luckily it does not apply to the vast majority of you guys. But I got some rude comments from people being like, why do you always forget that it's summertime in the Southern Hemisphere? I don't forget. It's just when I talk about Christmas, I talk about what I associate with Christmas, and that's winter and cold and snow and, I don't know, hot chocolate, tea, and candles and darkness. That's what Christmas is to me. So of course that's what I'm going to talk about. But I don't know. It was really strange because I saw a lot of like people replying to comments that were talking about the same, like, stop forgetting the Southern Hemisphere. We don't forget you. I remember that the Southern Hemisphere exists. When I talk about Christmas, I talk about what I associate with Christmas, and that is winter time. That's just how it works. So that took me a bit like by surprise. Was not expecting to get negative comments about that, but I don't know. I just wanted to point out, like, I don't forget that there is a Southern Hemisphere of the world. I remember that, like, I know that it's summer somewhere during Christmas, but if I think about Christmas, I think winter time as someone from the Northern Hemisphere, so that's just what I associate with Christmas. That should be understandable. I got a little bit confused, like, where is this coming from? So anyways, just wanted to touch on that, but I feel like this year, not that this whole voiceover is going to turn out super negative and everything, but this year I have definitely seen a difference in the comments. There's a lot of snarkier comments and a lot more negativity and stuff, which is understandable, but it sucks to read as someone who owns a channel. And I don't know, I love to read comments. I like to interact with you guys as well in the comment section on Twitter, on Instagram, and so on and so on. So it's kind of hard on me that there's been so much negativity. I understand why, because this year has been hard on a lot of us, myself included, but it kind of sucks to read still. So I don't know if it's like another situation where people are a little bit touchier than usual or something, but it's there's been a lot of that throughout this year, and I can't wait for things to go back to some kind of normalcy again, just to like make everything calm down a little bit. I don't know if it's just my comment section or if it counts for everyone else. I've not really talked about that with my fellow creator friends, but I've definitely noticed a difference in my own comment section. And that's not to say that it's all negative, because it's really not. I appreciate those of you who leave positive comments so freaking much. Like, you guys make my day, really. But there's definitely been a lot of the other stuff. And you know how, like, when you go through life in general, everyone keeps giving you all these compliments and stuff, but there's always this negative comment here and there that you remember for some reason. For some reason, that's the one that sticks out. I hate when it's like that, but it is. Surely some of you guys can relate to that. So I don't know. I just want things to go back to be a little bit more normal or something. So anyways, that's actually also one of the reasons I haven't done the shell challenge tour that I've not mentioned for a long time. But once I get around to recording that, I don't really want to talk about that yet, but there was at least like a couple of comments when I hadn't done the video yet, because several different things came up, but I'll talk about that in the video when I sit down to when I finally feel ready to record that. I'll talk about it in that video, but just so you know, like, I've not forgotten about the Shell Challenge tour, even though it's like 2 months ago by now. But still, I've not forgotten about it. I just have some things to work through because there was a lot of negativity surrounding that. So with all these different things coming up, like my jaw issues after I had my wisdom teeth removed, and then there was some family stuff as well. So I'll talk about that in that video though. Anyways, let's talk about the build now. So who is this for? I don't know who they are, like The Sims. Usually, or not usually, a lot of the time, I'll have like an idea of what The Sims do for a living and exactly how old they are, what they look like, what their chemistry is, so on and so on. But I don't really, for this one, it's a base game house. I don't know. I didn't really like put that much thought. I don't even remember what professions we have with base game, to be honest. I just don't remember. But I know that it's for 2 parents. The master bedroom is on the ground floor, and there's also room for a tiny human and I believe, yeah, a kid as well. So it's for a younger family, if you will. The house also definitely is not a small house, but it's not a bigger house either. I don't know. I feel like it kind of looks like a big house from the outside, but it's actually a medium-sized house if you look at the floor plan, because the garage took up a lot of the space. The garage is not really used for anything. Like, it's not used for much, because I was like, I'm going to turn this into like a playroom, so they're going to have games out here that they can play together. I'm going to have the dartboard, the foosball table, everything, and then when I got to decorating the garage, it dawned on me that I don't have those items because it's a base game house. So that was kind of like, oh, well, what do I do now? So there's like, I don't know, a weightlifting machine out there. I think the woodworking table, something with what's the science thing called? Where you collect the different things. I don't remember what that item is called, but it's the one that you have to complete to move on to the next generation. When you start out with the mint generation in Not So Berry, I believe you have to complete that collection, Elements collection or something. So that one's out there too, but I did not have a lot of items to put out there in the garage, so it looks kind of empty. I was also thinking like I could put shelving units out there, but they're from Island Living, and I believe the other one is from Dine Out or something. So the garage is definitely one of those rooms where I had like a clear idea of what I wanted it to look like, but then I just forgot that I'm only building with base games. So that kind of sucked, but I don't know. There's some hobby items out there. You can definitely put some music instruments out there too. Maybe not the grand piano. It would look out of place, but you could put a guitar and a violin out there too. So they could use it as sort of like a hobby room, even though it looks kind of coldish and brick-like, I don't know. Anyways, so we started out with, they basically don't have like a hallway or anything. You basically just walk into the house and you're walk straight into the kitchen / dining room. So definitely a little bit crammed in there, but they have all the tables, all the chairs they should need. There's even a high chair. You can swap that out if you don't want to use it, because same, completely. I hate the high chairs in the game. I feel like it's because I have like really bad memories of trying to use it when I was doing the 100 baby challenge years ago. It just was never working properly, so I just hate it. I prefer not to use it, but for you guys, for those of you who, for some reason that I'll never understand, like to use the high chairs, I leave it in the build. If you don't like it, you can just swap it out with one of the other chairs, just like copy paste it. It's completely fine. I've said that before. If you want to redecorate the whole house as well, completely fine. I actually got a question about that the other day. Someone wanted to, download one of my houses, I think, and just redecorate everything. That is completely fine as long as you don't re-upload it. I'm okay with that. If you want to like download it and redecorate it, completely fine. If you want to download it and, I don't know, copy it on another log, completely fine. Just don't re-upload it. Like, don't upload it because it's my build. Don't build it on stream either without credit, because I don't appreciate that. Thank you. That's happened a couple of times, but you know, kind of weird. Like people finding my pictures on Instagram. I don't really post a lot on Instagram, but I basically post pictures of the houses that I have here on YouTube. like months after I've posted them on YouTube, just because I am so slow at updating Instagram. Like I have a lot of stuff going on though. I don't know. It's just like sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. It costs money to get this sort of like planning thing as well, scheduler. Otherwise, I would totally schedule uploads or posts, whatever. But it costs money, so I just don't want to pay for that. Anyways, gotta watch my my budget and everything. But still, some people find my pictures on my Instagram of the houses that I've built here on YouTube, and then they just decide, I don't know, someone built this in The Sims. I'm gonna rebuild it on stream, but not mention that it was actually created originally by someone else. I find that super strange, but it's happened a couple of times to my surprise. Like I'm surprised every time. So that's just odd. Please don't do that. But other than that, like do what you want. If you want to redecorate the whole house so that it fits your family, you're welcome. Like be my guest. Is that how you say that? But I hope whatever, you get my point. So just do what you want. So we're now working on the second floor, and like I said, there is a room for a tiny human and also a kid. I kind of swapped, or not swapped, but I kind of swapped between the two while decorating a little bit, and I know that's super annoying to some of you guys, but that's just because I wanted to make sure that I had all the essentials down. Neither of them have wardrobes or dressers in their bedrooms, but there's a dresser outside that they can use, so like just pretend like their clothes are in the hallway outside. I suppose that the kid here could have some in their nightstand as well. It's just both of the rooms are very small, so I didn't want to use all the space on trying to fit in a dresser or a wardrobe, especially the toddler's bedroom. It's very tiny, just like the human living in it. So no room for anything fancy like a dresser or a wardrobe, but there is a dresser outside in the hallway. So yeah, honestly, I don't recall having a wardrobe in my bedroom when I was a kid. Where did we keep our clothes? I think we kept it in this kind of closet thing in the dining room. Oh my gosh, it's such a long time ago. I'm so old. But I think it was in a dresser, wardrobe kind of thing. Not a dresser, a closet wardrobe kind of thing in the dining room. So I don't know, to me it's pretty normal not to have a wardrobe in your bedroom when you're a kid, but it could be different for some of you guys. We didn't grow up in the same family or the same country, most of us. So it could be different from house to house, I suppose. But both of the kids, both the toddler and the child, have lots of toys. They also have a play area outside. I did place down like a sand pit sort of situation. So they have a monkey jungle, that's what it's called. A monkey bar, jungle, this swing thing. Yep, that thing. They have that out there in the backyard, so the kid can use that. And there's also a toy box out there as well that both of them can use. So they have stuff to do in the backyard as well. Despite not really having a lot of packs to play around with, they still have toys. Oh, I completely forgot to say this at the start of the video, by the way, but happy Thanksgiving to the Americans out there who celebrate Thanksgiving. We don't have anything like it in Denmark. I think there's like one day here in November, but it's on the 10th, where a lot of families, my family never did this, and I think I've talked about this in videos before as well, actually, but a lot of families will sit down and have a big meal. If you can hear my neighbors peeing, just ignore them. It happens. They have bladders, so obviously they need to visit the toilet now and then, just like every other human, but I can hear it every time, so only from my office, though. I think they can probably hear me talk, so that's interesting. But anyways, so a lot of people, families have this on the 10th. They'll sit down to have sort of like a pre-Christmas meal. I don't remember exactly what the story behind that day is, because we never did it in my family, so like I don't really see a reason why I should remember. But there is one day like that here in November. However, I know that it has nothing to do with Thanksgiving whatsoever. We don't really have like a Thanksgiving kind of day, so we don't celebrate anything like that. But just wanted to say happy Thanksgiving to those of you who do. I hope that lots of you guys are spending your money wisely today on Black Friday. I did not, but you know that's fine. I've been buying Christmas presents as well, so it's not like I'm just shopping for myself, even though I would really love to do that. It's just, you know, you gotta watch your budget and everything, but I did buy a few things here and there, although I was aiming to get the green screen from Elgato, but it's sold out, so I'm gonna have to wait with that. Maybe I'll put it on my wish list for my birthday or something. I don't really know. But I hope you guys are enjoying your Friday and also staying safe while you're Christmas shopping if you're still celebrating Christmas this year, because I know that it's going to be different a little bit from family to family. Although, like, you can do Christmas as well throughout the month alone. You don't, like, Christmas is not just on the 24th or the 25th, or I forgot, there are other places in the world where they celebrate it on different days. I just don't remember. But a lot of places or a lot of countries here in Europe actually celebrate it on the 24th. There is a few countries as well who celebrate it on the 25th. And is it on the 22nd somewhere else? I just don't remember where. Anyways, for those of you who do celebrate, I hope that, and are planning on buying presents and stuff, I hope that you're staying safe while you do that. I'm just reminded, because Black Friday, I feel like a lot of people take advantage of that to get a kickstart to buying presents and stuff. Also because everything is a lot cheaper, which, you know, makes sense. You want to get the most out of your money and stuff, but I just want to make sure that you guys are staying safe and everything. So anyways, this backyard is definitely not the most grassy backyard that I've ever done. There's barely any grass to see whatsoever, but I did place a few plants here and there. So I decided to kind of take inspiration from the front of the house and used the platforms as like a staircase down to the rest of the backyard, but also used the platforms to frame up these small areas where I could go a little bit crazy with plants. So it's not my usual kind of landscaping, but it's fun to do something different now and then, and I hope you guys like it. I have both used debug items in there, but also some of the normal plants that you can just find in the catalog. And then of course they have the pool. They have a small grill because the big one is from Backyard Stuff Pack. One of the two. I kind of mix those two up now and then. So anyways, and then they also have a dining area and of course the sand pit that I talked about earlier as well, and a few plant pots here as well. But anyways, we are at the end of the video, so I'll be wrapping up this voiceover now. If you guys like this build, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. Thank you again so much to Surfshark for sponsoring today's video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!
Man, you're looking good tonight. I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down. It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my calling. There's no one else here that I see but you. It's what you're doing that's making me feel like I'm falling. Yeah, I'm falling in love. Set my wheels in motion. I'm going crazy for